Most organizational systems are built on flawed beliefs. Even your workplace might hold on to lies and lull you into hanging to false hopes. So, what are those lies? And what are the truths? In this week's book summary, we'll discuss 9 Lies About Work, a Freethinking Leader's Guide to the Real World by Buckingham and Ashley Goodall. To explain the lies and truths better, we'll follow up with fictional characters Jane, an employee, and Alex, a manager in a digital marketing agency. Knowing the truths can help you explore your full potential as a free-thinking leader and build high-performing, engaged teams. Before heading into the details, subscribe to our channel for more insightful book summaries like this one. And now, let's begin. 9 Lies About Work. Lie number 1. People care which company they work for. Jane worked too hard to get into her desired company, but once she was in, the company itself barely mattered. Why? Because although the work culture was great and the company offered several benefits, her team didn't support her. Her manager Alex was also critical of her performance and didn't really offer any help for improvement. Dejected, Jane had no choice but to resign and find another company. The truth is that people care for the team they work with. If only Jane had a team that made her feel confident, it would have made all the difference. Lie number 2, the best plan always wins. Alex had always been a firm believer in planning. That's why after getting promoted as a manager, the first thing he did was create a plan. Alex thought he could control the future by sound planning and allocating the right resources. But he was taken aback when things didn't go as planned. The plan he created couldn't follow through because of budget reduction, and his company had to think of something fast. The truth is that only the best intelligence wins. So, Alex had to retrace his steps to create an intelligent system at work. What did he do? Shared information with his team, observed which data would be useful, trusted his team members to analyze the data, used their collective intelligence to gain insights. Such systems are already practiced in NASA's Mission Control Center and Cisco's Security Operations Centers. Lie number 3, the best company's cascade goals. Alex believed that his company's goals were his goals, so he cascaded the same goals to his team and individuals. The year-end performance was based on whether the team, manager, and individuals met the company's goals. However, progress within a company is often non-linear, so estimating what percentage of a complex project an individual completed was challenging. This resulted in over-expectations and disappointments. In reality, the best companies cascade meaning. So, Alex looked deeply at Facebook and Apple's working model to understand this. For example, Facebook held weekly all-hands-on-deck meetings at their cafeteria. The meetings served the purpose of defining goals, setting meaning, and outlining job roles. Similarly, Steve Jobs' Apple held internal product seminars every 3 months to showcase their exquisite designs. Once Alex realized this, he told his team what he was looking for. His team was clear about the expectations. In turn, Alex trusted them to find the best ways to achieve them. The best part? His team could choose whether they wished to work with the company. Lie number 4, the best people are well-rounded. After Jane joined the company, Alex gave her a set of responsibilities. She was also told about the company's training and performance evaluation criteria. As time passed, Jane was expected to do job roles outside her responsibilities. Alex assumed that since they provided her with training, she was well-rounded enough to do the job. Soon, Jane felt on the verge of burnout for thinking creatively and strategically. Jane had to call it quits to avoid failing at work, reasoning with Alex about the over-expectations. So, why did that happen? And what's the truth? In the real world, the best people are spiky. Being spiky means people nurture and apply their unique strengths to their work. Take the top performers. Whether it's a legendary singer like Michael Jackson, a soccer player like Cristiano Ronaldo, or a business leader like Elon Musk, no one shares a common set of abilities or traits. So if you were to evaluate all the top performers on a similar set of competencies, they'd fail in a few dimensions. If only Alex had focused on the following 3 strategies to build a team: focusing on outcomes, developing an adjustable seat, teaming up Jane with members who had complementary strengths. Because it's easier to create a well-rounded team than expect an individual to be well-rounded. Does this sound familiar to what's happening in your organization? Let us know in the comments below and hit the bell icon to subscribe to Video Monks. Next up is lie number 5. Lie number 5. People need feedback. Alex thought that the only thing Jane needed to improve was feedback, and so he was ridiculously transparent with her. To do that, he recorded every meeting and encouraged Jane to challenge his viewpoints. What Alex did not realize was that his feedback was barely doing anything to improve Jane's performance. Instead, Jane took his negative feedback personally, so much that she stopped learning altogether. And it's natural. When you feel judged or criticized, you shift to fight or flight mode, where analytical thinking shuts down. In comparison, when you're told about your areas of strength, that's when you learn faster. The truth? People need attention, especially that given in a safe, non-judgmental environment. Giving attention as a manager is easy when you catch people doing something right. This builds a connection and helps them recognize who they are when they're at their best. Point out mistakes occasionally. Do make sure to point out what's right instead of what's wrong too often. Ask the person who approaches you for advice about the 3 things working for them right now, how they may have dealt with a similar problem in the past, what they already know they must do about the problem or future. Line number 6, we can reliably rate other people. It was common practice in Jane's organization for managers to rate subordinates for performance evaluation. Jane always found it biased, especially after coming across a study. According to the study, 54% of performance rating scores are explained by the rater's personality than the person being rated. So the performance score is more about the manager's rating pattern than the individual's performance. What's the truth then? People can reliably rate their own experience. Because in the end, we only know our experiences. Once Jane had these insights, she turned to Alex to share the information. Together, they deduced a way to evaluate performances without bias. This involved adjusting questions to capture the rater's thoughts and feelings. For example, when an employee was evaluated for promotion, the rater was asked, "Would you promote this person today if you could?" If a person was having a problem with task management, the rater was asked, "Do you think this person has a performance problem you must address immediately?" Doing this helped in being specific about what the individual was being evaluated for. Besides that, it helped in recognizing the leader's reaction to a team member and who the team member truly is. Line number 7, people have potential. Like any other manager, Alex thought judging the potential of a team member was the way to go. And yet, potential is something that everyone possesses. Having potential means the capacity to learn, improve, and grow. But it doesn't necessarily mean that person will actually learn and grow. For example, Alex hired Jane based on her past work experience. Jane was expected to meet the standards of the current workplace, but she couldn't. That was because Jane's job responsibilities changed and the team she worked with was much bigger than her previous one. The truth is that it's more meaningful to establish someone's momentum or how fast they're moving through the world. So, Alex set out to help Jane gain clarity on who she was. He also evaluated how Jane could learn and grow more efficiently, and in which direction. Line number 8, work-life balance matters most. Every company Jane worked for had this phrase down cold. Work-life balance is important. Somehow it never made sense to her. Being forced to earn a living to enjoy yourself outside work felt alien to Jane. More so because her outside world was as chaotic as her work life. As a single parent, she was juggling with aged parents, her health, and increasing expectations from friends to socialize. The problem wasn't even her workload. Jane found balancing a bad coping strategy because it felt impossible to achieve it. That was until she understood the truth. Love in work matters the most. And no, it isn't about finding work you love. Instead, it's about finding love in what you do. Once you love your work, you feel energized, elevated, creative, generous, and powerful. Line number 9, leadership is a thing. Alex was euphoric after becoming a manager. He had a team to manage, job roles to assign, and performances to evaluate. He'd always felt it in his bones that he was a born leader. Unfortunately, things soon went downhill with his team because he believed his management skills were the only thing they needed. Before he knew it, team members began resigning, leaving Alex with a handful of employees. So, where did the fault lie? In reality, Alex had forgotten to keep an eye on his shortcomings. The truth was that people follow spikes. If only Alex could connect his team to a mission they believed in, set clear expectations, value their strengths, recognize their achievements, challenge them to improve, surround them with teammates who support and share their definition of excellence, and give confidence in a shared future. It's also important to remember that legendary leaders tend to be spiky and not well-rounded. Just one or two distinct strengths can make a huge impact in a specific area. And so, to become a better leader, Alex learned about each person on his team, how to respond to a team member, how he could create an impact for his people. Finally, he focused on how shared experiences are formed. Jane's and Alex's stories tell us about the facade we live in and how to break through it all to create a better workplace environment. And that's our take on the book 9 Lies About Work, a Freethinking Leader's Guide to the Real World. Love the storytelling in this video? Like, share, comment, and subscribe to continue watching summaries for books you love.